Hi, I'm Andy Tritt, and this is my wife Sandy, and we want to share with you our story about our son Seth.
Our son Seth was our third pregnancy. We had two completely normal, easy pregnancies with Japheth and Gabriel. Entered our third pregnancy the same way. I'm a runner. I ran through my first two pregnancies, continued this one the same way. Flew out to California to visit my sister. She had just had her first baby. Came back. It was shortly after that, 10 weeks into the pregnancy, I started bleeding. And from 10 weeks of the pregnancy on, it was a rocky road that we had to travel, complication after complication. This is what we had to deal with the pregnancy. Lots of up and downs, lots of not knowing, were we going to make it another day with the baby. We ended up having 4 ER visits throughout those 11 weeks, 7 different ultrasounds, calling the doctor, them telling us to come in the next morning, let's see how the baby's doing. Every single time our baby was growing, strong and healthy, no issues with the baby at all. It was just that I kept bleeding. So it ended up about 9 weeks after the start of the bleeding, things were getting really bad, and I was put on bed rest, just told to, it may not stop things, but at least try to keep the pregnancy as long as possible. Put me into the hospital, and from January 27th, we were there 4 days until my body ultimately just couldn't keep the pregnancy any longer. I had bled so much, I was pale. I received a blood transfusion. They gave me 4 units of blood, which had helped a bit during that short time in the hospital. We knew that even though Seth had hung on that long, that we were at the end. And on my own, my body ended up giving birth to him January 31st, 3:21 in the morning. It was a stillbirth because of the cord prolapse. He was strong and healthy the whole time, but my body wouldn't keep him. So he was born. He was already, it was a stillbirth, and he was 13.6 ounces, 10.5 inches long, perfectly formed little baby, 21 weeks gestation. So he was tiny, but absolutely perfect. Nothing was wrong with him at all. It's just a pregnancy my body couldn't keep.
But it's hard. It's hard, and that's why we have to remember, that our help does come from God. It was hard putting our other 2 kids in the car without a third car seat. It was hard doing the funeral message. It was hard seeing the casket. Like I said, it was hard delivering the message. It was an extremely cold February day, and I was shaking, and I don't know, I think it was the cold, but I think I was just shaking because, this was my son that I was presenting to the grave. So yeah, there are hard things, but we just kept holding on to who God is and who He always will be.
It's been 9 years now since his being delivered to heaven, and what we do each year to keep his memory alive in our family and just help the kids, give them a chance to talk about Seth, their brother that they don't know, and especially the girls, they came after this. So it gives them opportunities to ask questions and to talk about him, and it's neat that they feel comfortable doing that. And what we do each year on the anniversary on January 31st is I make angel food cake, and we remember him that way. We'll have angel food cake together and celebrate help us remember our baby that's in heaven, and think about what's he doing right now up there with God. And Andy and I were 28 and 25 at the time. We were young parents, losing a child, having to bury your own child, having to create a gravestone for your own child is something you never I never in a million years would have ever expected to have to do, or would have thought to have to do. But we have hope in Jesus.
So I think that's just really seeing Jesus through it all sustained us. Having believers around us sustained us. But just holding on to those promises. And I would encourage you, know those promises. Know who God is before you face a trial. And it'll make all the difference.